Hey, I am live. It's Joe with Joe Knows Cryptos. And I just wanted to give my opinions on this crypto season. Everybody's wondering what's going on, why altcoins aren't really popping off, and when's this bull run going to happen? I believe this one's going to be different than all the other cycles, guys, because overall, the whole entire time that Bitcoin's been going up, it's been institutional buying. It has not been from the general public. So if the public isn't buying, it's just the banks, the exchange traded funds, ETFs. Uh, some retirement funds are starting to buy. Countries are starting to buy. States are starting to buy. Institutional things are buying. And I think the reason for that is just the price of Bitcoin is just too high for the normal everyday person to invest in. People want to own a whole Bitcoin, or they don't want to buy 1/100th or whatever of a Bitcoin. They want to own more than that, and they see the price so high. They know that it drops regularly because that's always sensationalized in the news. So I think people are afraid to drop 111 grand into Bitcoin out of fear that it'll go down to 50 grand within a couple of weeks. Except for the big players, your MicroStrategies, and like I said, your institutions that are the thing that have really brought the price of Bitcoin up. Um, Now, as far as altcoin season goes, what happened in the past is people would, hold Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin, buy the dips and all that kind of stuff, hodl their Bitcoin. And then when Bitcoin would go from 3,000 up to 70,000, or, 600 up to 20,000, or whatever it's done in the past, that then people would start to sell that Bitcoin and pour that money into the altcoins. And you'd see those altcoins just go nuts because now you've got all this Bitcoin money going into these altcoins from, just regular everyday, the public, like people like you and me, not big institutions. So if people aren't buying Bitcoin and they're not realizing the gain from Bitcoin, they're not going to be selling the Bitcoin because they don't have any. Therefore, they're not going to be buying altcoins either, right? I mean, just makes sense to me. That's kind of what I see going on here. Um, so because of that, there will be altcoins that do good, just ones that, catch a bid, that get some hype, they'll have their little runs here and there. There are actually some legit altcoins now, where in the past, pretty much everything was what we'd consider a shitcoin. Hey, Steven, what's up? But yeah, in the past, everybody would consider pretty much everything that was not Bitcoin a shitcoin. So all the altcoins, they got the name altcoins because they were not Bitcoin. Anything that wasn't Bitcoin was an altcoin. So if people aren't buying Bitcoin, general public people, and they're not making the money on Bitcoin's rise, they're not going to be selling to buy altcoins. So you have your legit ones where things are being built on, like your Solanas, Ethereum. I don't get Ethereum. I don't know why the institutions are so hype on Ethereum. It's got first mover advantage, but other than that, it's slow, 20 transactions per second, compared to these new layer ones that do hundreds of thousands a second. And it's expensive. Once people start to use ETH, I remember back when they had those, the little JPEGs that everybody was buying and selling. Um, that you could buy a $3 one, but it would cost you $100 in ETH fees. So ETH, I don't get it. I don't get the craze in that. I really think when people, especially these institutional companies, wisen up, they will start switching over to things like Solana. And I think Solana is an altcoin that can really do something. Um, ETH, I'm not high on unless they've got something in the works that's really going to speed them up or make their fees cheaper. And sorry if you like ETH out there, I don't mean to bash ETH, but if you do like ETH, please in the comments explain to me why anybody would use it over, say, a Solana, because maybe I'm just missing something on it. Um, but yeah, I don't know if this is going to be an altcoin season like we've seen in the past. Right now, all signs just show to more of a steady Bitcoin climate. It may, it may go down a little. I don't see it dropping though as drastically as it has in the past, and I don't see it going up as drastically as it has in the past, unless these institutions and countries and everything really, really go in and the currencies really start to devalue. Now, gold is seeing a lot of appreciation due to the weakening of currencies and the uncertainty in currencies and inflation and all that. So that could have a good positive effect on Bitcoin as well. I think it will. There's a lot of money printing starting up again, and with the Fed lowering interest rates on the 17th, it just seems like that's a perfect recipe for something like Bitcoin to start moving up again. Um, but on the flip side of that, are they lowering rates because things are they going to be lowering rates because things are so bad that it's out of control and they started too late, and we're going to be heading into more of like a recession or depression, which is not good for any of the markets. So, but I don't think that's what's going on yet. I think even though the job numbers weren't great, that things are still not dire, um, like recession, depression type dire, especially if they're going to start cutting rates. We'll have to see what happens after they cut the rates, if it does give the markets a boost or if they stay flat. If they stay flat, um, then you may start to, not be as aggressive. I still think things will be good because I think they're going to continue to cut, especially if the markets don't start to move up after the first cut. They'll definitely do a second, a third. They might even do a half a point in there just to really boost things. So that's my 2 cents. I don't want to make a long video, and I don't have all kinds of fancy charts and pictures and clips of other people speaking, but I do still keep on top of the market. And when I feel it's appropriate, send out a video here to anybody who wants to take a listen to good old Joe Knows Cryptos from the good old days. But guys, love y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Kiss the wife and the kids and pet the pets. God bless each and every one of you. Joe Knows Cryptos. I'm signing off. Thanks, guys. And there's a new format here on YouTube that I haven't used in a bit, so I hope it signs me off correctly. And am I out or am I still going? Looks like I'm still going. Let me just close this X button up here.